Hello, everyone. This is Bruce Belfiore, and we are going to do today's CallTalk Caramel with Steve Bederman of NobelBiz. And we just did a CallTalk episode, the audio version. And so this snippet will be the major nuggets from that CallTalk episode. So, Steve, let me begin by just asking you about, what you see going on for 2021. Do you see technology accelerating in terms of new adoption in that year, or are people going to be taking a breath, taking a step back and have a pause maybe in 2021, relaunch in 2022?
Here's what I think. I think any business, contact centers or otherwise, have to be managed in a stable and but progressive environment. And what that means is as much as there is an enthusiasm right now, finally, in the contact center space for adopting something new, that like an omnichannel experience, it still requires stability first. So my belief is that you should look at 2021 in a progression. Be careful. Make sure in the early part of the year that you're not falling back and that you're meeting your budget and your goals. And that's however you do it now. And then once you feel that you're into the rhythm of the year, and maybe that takes weeks or a month or whatever that is, at least that's how I run a business, then begin to say, okay, let's look at this new technology, or let's plan on 2021 being a year to adopt something new, get used to it, work with companies like a NobelBiz that aren't going to tie you into agreements that force your hand to have to monetize it, and just get used to the technology, see what it means to you, and then move forward from there.
And I'd like to just ask you about sort of multi-channel to omni-channel, because we've been talking about omni-channel for a lot of time, but there are many people who are probably listening to this who still have not mastered the whole thing of omni-channel. One of the things that I always think about is that these can't be just thought of as silos. In other words, they have to be thought of in the omni-channel sense. And there's two parts to that, though. One is the functionality part, just being able to move from one channel to the next. And maybe you could talk about that. But the second part is the tracking part, the actual keeping of customer information from each of those interactions, storing it in a way that it's easy to retrieve, not just on that interaction, but also
right.
future interaction.
Just to step back, what's multi-channel, what's omni-channel from Steve's definition? Multi-channel is having the ability to talk. I can talk to you here as we are on video. I can pick up the phone and I can talk to you. I can email back and forth. I can say to you, hey, go check your email, I did that. Or I can do some chat in between. But each one of those ways that we choose to do something can be done with multiple channels. But if they're not bonded together in terms of our interaction here, so that after this call that we've done in different ways using these channels, I can't see the whole experience, then I'm in a multi-channel environment. The omni-channel experience is a wrapper. It takes all of those various communications, gives you the flexibility and simplicity to do it on one screen instead of multiple tools. But then at the same time, the reporting is always the same as it always was. I've captured every activity, every event, and I've deposited it where I need to, and then I can report on it off the fields of where I've deposited it. And that's the difference.
Okay, that's great. Let me just ask you too, with regard to social media, because there's so much talk now about government oversight.
Well, the first thing to understand is you have to know within your business your regulation, but also recognize the intention that I have seen over 30 years in this industry in terms of all regulation. It's the same for the same purpose. It's to limit the ability to contact somebody that doesn't want to be contacted. That hasn't changed whether it's voice, video, or Facebook or WhatsApp or any media. Look at it as it's the same reg in a sense. Forget what they now address it with that reg. It's the same intention. So take that intention and be responsible and make sure you're calling people that want you to call them and reaching them the way they want you to reach them. And you know when you're making a mistake in that.
To the travel industry. Because that industry has been so badly hurt during the course of this COVID crisis. What are your thoughts about them for 2021?
Well, our own travel customers right now are really about how do I message to my current customers or the people that they know are their repeat customers, and how do I message them in a way that they know I'm being safe, they know I'm being careful, in other words, how do I keep a stream of messaging going to them? And by the way, using an omni-channel experience makes that easy because I can send them a little social, I can have a phone call, I can do a little email with them, and I can keep all that information in a data store together. So one thing is protecting your current client base. And the second part, which we're hearing, is how do I go get new customers? And that, by the way, is where the questions of regs come into play. Can I go out and find new customers and use my different technology to solicit new databases? And I have to say, there is a lot of edginess in the travel industry right now with that, is how far can I push to reach out and and solicit people that are not necessarily requesting it right now. And again, my suggestion is use all the technology channels that you have, and instead of risking breaching regs, get a different database that tells you preferred ways that people want to communicate, and then ask them if you can opt in to communicate. Build your database.
Gotcha. Perfect. Okay. Listen, Steve, thank you so much for being on this Call Talk Caramel and being on Call Talk earlier. We really do appreciate it. Great insights. I know that our audience is going to benefit from it. And thank you very much.
Bruce, thanks for having me. And everybody have a safe and wonderful rest of the year.